Welcome to Film, where I break down films in the way anyone can enjoy. Whether you're new to movies or a seasoned fan, you're in the right place. All right, y'all, for this video, I will be going over my likes and dislikes of the movie Venom The Last Dance, which is the last movie in the Venom franchise. I know some of you fans are probably sad. The Venom fans are sad about this, but you know, I ever since I first heard about Venom, I wasn't really a huge fan of them making him seem like a hero in a way or an anti-hero, whatever it is, because the whole point is he's like a nuisance to Peter Parker, but it's whatever. I'm not gonna say I super hated it, but I am glad that this is Spider-Man content that got a positive impact and everybody or a lot of people do like it. But let's get into it. Also, just before we start, just want to do a quick spoiler warning for you guys. In order to do these reviews, I believe it's best to talk about what happened in the movies, what type of surprises happened, and what type of ending happened in the movie. So, if you all do not like that, I highly encourage you not to watch the rest of this video from this point because there will be spoilers, there will be stuff about the ending to the movie, and there will be stuff about the two post-credit scenes that are in the movie, just to let you all know. Now, one of the first things I want to talk about, and this is a like that I put down, was the opening to the movie. And when I talk about opening, I'm talking about that Knull opening. I think I said that right, whatever, Knull. But man, oh man, I don't know too much about this new character, Knull. He's new to me. If you're a comic book fan, you're probably like, oh, like finally they put this guy in. But man, oh man, this guy gave me the chills. This guy gave me the chills. I don't know what it was. This was giving me vibes like Scarecrow from Batman Arkham. What was it? Batman Arkham Knight. I think that's what it was. Arkham Knight, where Scarecrow took over the city, and then he's sitting in that chair, and he looked all menacing and creepy. But that was literally the same energy that Knull gave in the opening of this movie. I was like, what the heck? What? What is this? At first, I was thinking like this movie's gonna suck, whatever, yada yada yada. But right when that opening started, I was like, holy crap, this dude, whoever he is, and when I heard that he's the king of the symbiotes, and he's talking to these little symbiotes, they're telling the story or whatever. Oh, well, this happened later on, but when he commanded those symbiote hunters, I want to say they are, to go and find the codex, I believe, and I'll explain what the codex is later. But basically, go down to where Eddie and Venom are and cause mischief was what I was getting at the start. That was crazy, and he was over here like, "Oh, and the way I'll reward you is with your lives." And I was like, "Whoa!" And they just listened; those things just listened to him and just went into these portals that he created, and they looked exactly like Doctor Strange's portals, but the difference is they were a little bit more mystified. Like they didn't have that little spark to it. They were the same color, but they looked like misty, if that makes any sense. But oh my gosh, what a start to the movie. So before Venom and Eddie run into these symbiote hunters that they called them in the movie, I thought it was really cool during the one scene. I didn't care about the bar scene too much. I kind of got annoyed and kind of confused because in No Way Home, Eddie disappears in a different way, but then in this one, I don't know what it did. It was just it changed the way he disappeared in the bar because it's like he went back to his universe and didn't. It was a whole weird situation. He gets back and I feel like they were trying to separate this from No Way Home or the MCU's version of um, Tom Holland Spider-Man. I think they were trying to separate it as much as possible, but that kind of annoyed me. But I like the fact that when they were going out of the place and they realized that they're fugitives or something, they go into this little area where these, I believe, gangsters were fighting dogs, and they take these guys out. And the music that was playing in the background, I thought it fit the mood pretty well. I thought it was funny, and there was a scene of Eddie hanging upside down like Spider-Man, and he's intimidating the guy he caught. And then I just thought that was a cool homage to Spider-Man because I was like, I've never seen Venom do that, like, or just even Eddie. I thought that was a cool thing, like when he was upside down, intimidating that enemy or villain. But I thought that was funny. Now, as soon as that part ended, we get a first glimpse of the symbiote hunter on Earth. And the thing was huge. I was like, this was like a 6 or 8 legged spider, huge thing that looked all nasty. It was like that little alien from, it looked exactly like the alien from the Tomorrow War. If you guys haven't seen that, it's on Amazon Prime Video. Chris Pratt's in it. I thought it was a pretty cool movie, but very cheesy time machine, time, whatever type movie. You guys know when it comes to time movies, things are always weird, but it looked exactly like that alien from the Tomorrow War, but it looked bigger. And that thing was a menace. So when Eddie and Venom are on the run, doing their thing, trying to hide from people, this Venom symbiote, like, is just on them. Like, it's trying to find them. And it's doing, I thought it was just going to be a regular monster or whatever, but this thing was menacing, and I'll tell you why. So Eddie and Venom hijack, or don't hijack, they're hanging off of an airplane, trying to get a free flight out of, I believe they were in Mexico. I forgot where they were during the movie, but they were just trying to get out of there. And pretty much what happened was, I think Eddie got cold or something was wrong with his body. So Venom transformed fully into Venom. And right when it transformed, this monster picked up on, like, right when they turned into Venom, the symbiote hunter picked up on their location quickly. It was like AI trying to figure out how to make this like paper or something just like that. But it just jumped up in the air just like that, went straight to where they were in a millisecond. And I was like, dang, this thing has hops, man. This thing has hops. Like, I'm already scared because it located them just like that. But like, then they have this mini fight on top of that plane. Venom's getting scared. He's like, oh shoot. And then they push the little monster thing into the engine. It gets all cut up, disintegrates. It looked like it disintegrated, but then like the coolest thing to me was when he gets down, Venom's scared out of his mind. Venom's like, oh, I can't transform fully because if I do, they'll see me. And I'm like, okay, I got you. So he's got to stay in that one form where they're talking to each other, like back and forth, where Eddie's like partly in human transformation. But then when the pieces of the symbiote hunter falls to the ground, and you're thinking, okay, that's one of them. They're probably going to send 1,000,000 of them because at the start of the movie, they already had a whole bunch of, Knull commanded a whole bunch of them. This thing put itself back together. And you're like, oh, shoot. These things are unkillable. We're in for a ride during this movie. That's what I was thinking. I was like, how do you defeat these things? So while we're thinking about that, Venom explains the whole codex thing and like how when he saved Eddie from being killed in the first movie, it gave him a new type of power or something. Something was embedded into him. So that is like the key for Knull to get out of this little realm that he's in. He's trapped in there. It's like a prison for him. So if he were to get that, that's what the symbiote hunters are after. They're after this codex that is in Venom and Eddie when they are fully transformed into Venom. So when if the symbiote hunters get that and bring it back to Knull is free. Okay? So you're going through the rest of the movie and you know, there's some buddy cop stuff in the way. They're joking around. They run into this family that features the actor who played Dr. Kirk Connors in The Amazing Spider-Man. And you're thinking maybe there's going to be a little connection there. Sadly, there was no connection. I was kind of butthurt, but it's whatever. You're thinking there's going to be a connection. Nothing happens, but they're going through this, just this random family on a trip to go see Area 51. And while this whole thing is happening, they run into this symbiote hunter again. And this thing was menacing. This thing jumped into the water with them because they were getting tracked down by these government agents or something that were, they were honestly really well prepared for Venom. I was shook. But they get into a little snag. And one of the craziest things too was it wasn't just that this monster can heal itself. This monster can disintegrate anything when it puts it into its mouth. So this symbiote hunter grabs a human. We're thinking it eats it. It puts it through like it's a wood chipper, and all you see is blood come gushing out of it like nothing. It was like a mist of blood, and I was like, whoa. I'm just thinking every single time, if you can't kill this thing and this thing can kill you in that way, like a wood chipper, how are they gonna get through this movie? Like, how are they gonna stop these things? Because I know there may be a whole bunch more that are gonna come after them, but you know what I mean. As we get more into the movie, there's scenes of these scientists and a government colonel or general, whatever. He was the stereotypical idiot of the movie. That's going to be one of my complaints when I get to my dislike section. But anyways, we found out Milligan is still alive, and he now has a Venom symbiote with him. I forgot what it was called. I'm not really too educated on what type of Venom symbiotes there are and stuff like that. But he had like a little serpent vibe to him. He was all green and stuff. It was pretty cool. But he was like a knowledgeable symbiote. Like, he was letting the scientists on Earth know that it's important to find Venom, or the black one, as he said. It was a weird, awkward. He was like, the black one. And I was like, okay, kept on exercising that. But I guess that's how symbiotes refer to each other. The green one, the pink one, I don't know. But anyways, he was like, you must protect them, because, you know, if you don't, you let the codex fall into the wrong hands, every universe is in trouble. And I was like, holy crap. That it gave me chills when I thought about that, because I thought that Knull, since he's the king of the symbiotes, he's just like a invasion type person. But literally, Brody is just, he can affect the universe. Is almost like Thanos. He's like a Thanos level villain. But basically, he's explaining. I just like the way he was explaining Knull, because I think what instead of saying the end is near, he said the end is Knull, and that gave me chills. I was like, whoa. Like, partly I was thinking this is a, like, if I'm being for real, I think they introduced Knull in this movie way better than Ant-Man 3 introduced Kang. Because I'm not gonna lie, Ant-Man 3, that was terrible. Ant-Man 3 was terrible. And the way they did Kang, I was annoyed. And the fact that we're not gonna get a Kang now, and after his cool opening in Loki, kind of sucks. But yeah, Knull, I actually want to see more of Knull in the future of the MCU. Now, as much as I hated the general in this movie, because he was a really, really, really big idiot, Brody did kind of have a point when he, the Milligan symbiote guy was talking to him and letting them know there's nothing you can really do to stop Knull. There's nothing you can really do to stop these these symbiote hunters. And he was thinking, all right, let's just bring him in. Let's just get rid of these symbiotes or something. He was thinking, I just lost some men. Like, it's probably a good thing to just take control and stop from losing more men. I understood, but he kind of had a point at that point. But later on, we'll talk about what stupid stuff this guy did in the movie. I was getting super mad. I really did like them showing us all the symbiotes that the government captured. I'm still confused on how the heck the government got their hands on all of them, because there were like, I want to say there were 7 or 8 of them inside cages or something, but it was really cool to see all those different symbiotes, because part of me was kind of getting curious on if we were going to see like a huge fight between Venom and the symbiotes, all of them, or if they were going to help out. But literally, towards the end of the movie, it was pretty cool. We saw this cool fight with Venom and the symbiotes trying to take down these symbiote hunters. And I believe because they came to an agreement that they have to stop, like, all else fails, they got to stop Knull, no matter what, because Knull is evil. But I just thought it was cool to see something like that. If you guys see this movie, you're probably going to like that symbiote fight if you love Venom. Now, let's get to my dislikes real quick. I had a lot, because there were just a lot of weird moments in this movie. Because, yeah, the symbiote fight was really cool. Yeah, the whole introduction with Knull and how his symbiote hunters were crazy was pretty cool. But I'm going to be for real. It wasn't that good of a movie. I didn't like it. And let's get into it. Now, even though I did like the music choices for the movie at the start when Venom was fighting those guys who were fighting dogs, I did not like any of the music choices throughout the rest of the movie. I thought they were inappropriately timed. I thought that they had nothing to do with the mood. I think it ruined the mood too because it felt like it was getting to an epic point, but it just ruined what they were going for. And it was just awkward, man. Like even the scene when he was riding the Venom horse, it was just awkward music. And I know the whole point kind of the movie is to be silly, but to me, I just didn't like it. You all might like it. You all might find it funny and silly, and that's what you're looking for. But to me, and the way they introduced Knull and how serious it kind of felt for the movie, it was just ruining it for me. My next dislike has to deal with Mrs. Chang magically showing up in Las Vegas when they got to Las Vegas. I think that was the weirdest, or I want to say it might have been lazy writing because pretty much at this point, Venom and Eddie are trying to survive. They get to Vegas, nothing's going right. They lost shoes, lost this, lost that, yada, yada, yada. They're just not having a bad time. Then they steal a suit off of somebody because there's a dress code for this casino. They go inside and they're trying to figure out the next move because they have a lot of stuff they need figured out. And Mrs. Chang, they run into Mrs. Chang in Vegas and she's full on willing to help them. They need a shower. She'll let them get a shower. She magically happens to be in a penthouse in Vegas because she won that much money and the casino just gave it to her. So they go up, they're changing. And I thought that was just too easy. I thought it was like, why is Mrs. Chang out of all places in Vegas? And she has every need for them right there. It was kind of a weird letdown to me because it was just too easy. It was a cop out. It was too easy cop out. Then we have another scene where Venom at the start of the movie literally said he cannot be in full form with Eddie because the symbiote hunter will instantly know where he is. Instantly know. So there's this scene of them about to dance or something because Mrs. Chang wanted to dance or enjoy music. And Venom's over here like, yes, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. And then Eddie's like, no, wait, because then that thing's going to find us. And I'm thinking, oh, Venom should know that from that reminder of Eddie, like maybe I shouldn't transform because that thing will instantly know where we are. Nah, he just transforms, does his whole annoying Mrs. Chang and Venom collab dance in the penthouse. And what do you know? The symbiote hunter picks up on their location, goes directly there. And then right when it gets there, he's just like, oh yeah, I forgot. I can't be in full form. I'm like, bro, you said that right before you started dancing. Like, come on. After he gets out of that full transformation of Venom, the symbiote hunter eventually goes away, but then the government agents come in and I don't know how the heck because the cameras picked up on Eddie. They find Eddie, take him away. They get the Venom off of him. And then the first thing Eddie looks at, and I understand, like, he's homeless at this point, kind of. He doesn't even look at Mrs. Chang to make sure she's okay. He looks at his shoes, and he's like, dang it, my shoes. And then he gets knocked out, and then they take him to the government facility, or they take him to Area 51. But I thought that was stupid. I'm like, the first thing you're worried about is thinking shoes, man? Come on, bro. Mrs. Chang is in trouble. So, we get to the point where the general's being a hothead and idiot, acting like, oh, the military's way is the best way, yada, 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 cliche. We find this family again, the family I mentioned earlier, who is on the trip to go see Area 51. They get to the gate, they're looking around, they don't see anything, so they're like, ooh, let's go inside Area 51, let's get a closer look at different things. There's snooping around. I don't know how there's no guards at all in this area. They're sneaking around, hiding behind stuff. They're in places where I think actual government officials would be checking. And all of a sudden, this guy's like, whoa, wait, let's go up there. Like, maybe there's something up there, and it's a sticking watchtower. I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? You think there's going to be something in the watchtower? So they go up to this watchtower, the family and his kids. Let me remind you, we brought his kids into this. They're just chilling up on this watchtower. And you're thinking, something bad is probably going to happen. Flash forward, stuff is going on inside the government base. Venom and Eddie figure out a way to get out and get back onto each other because with help from some scientists who were pro-symbiote people. And I thought that was cool. I like Christmas. She was a cool person. But the thing that annoyed me was right when they get out and some people transform the symbiotes too to help Venom, This family, seeing all this, is still on top of that watchtower, and they're just like, whoa, 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 what the heck? What is all this? What is going on? Yada yada yada. And the whole fight is going on for like, I want to say in movie time, like 6 or 7 minutes. They're not thinking, let's get down from this watchtower, go back to the car and dip out. They're just watching this whole thing being annoying. They're in the way. And then eventually Eddie and Venom see them. They go over because the tower is about to fall. They save them, and they tell them go. They tell them get out of here, like get in the car and go. The dad once again puts his family in the car they were in. He's looking off, going like, I should probably do something. I'm like, no, you should get yourself out of there, bro. Like this is a whole fight at Area 51. I wouldn't want to get in a fight with that. Aliens, you don't know what they got on them. Disease, acid, yada, yada, yada. You never know. But he goes back in, shoots a rocket launcher. I don't know how the heck he gets a rocket launcher. He just gets it, shoots it at one of the symbiote hunters, and then he's like, shoot, my bad, my bad. He runs off again, and then he gets back in the car. He's waiting, looking again. I'm like, bro, you need to get your family out of there. There's a whole alien war going on right now. What are you doing? It just annoyed me. It's like there was no reason for them to be there still. There was no reason for them to get involved. And then they drive off, and then that's that. If I'm being for real, the smartest person in that family was the dog, because the dog stayed inside the car. The dog was like, I don't know what you guys are doing, but I'm staying right here because I know some bad stuff is going to happen at Area 51. But yeah, that's my complaint. That family, just the dad and the family, they were just being stupid. Another one of my dislikes was the general getting stabbed by the alien, now, or the symbiote hunter. Now, I'm not too mad about that. I thought that was a realistic situation that was going to happen. The part where it gets unrealistic is when the way he gets stabbed. He gets stabbed like by this huge sharp tentacle from the symbiote hunter. It goes straight through him. It should make a big, huge hole in his body. And he should be dead like right when he drops. He drops down. They carry his body away. He's holding the side of his ribs, even though he was stabbed through the center. And he's just like, I don't think I can make it. I'm like, bro, of course you can't make it. There's a huge hole. And then I look and there's no huge hole in him. And I'm just like, are you kidding? So then he's like trying to breathe. He's trying to figure out what to do in this situation. I'm like, bro, you shouldn't even be alive right now. 10 minutes go by. He's still alive. And then Venom, this is where I guess the sad part starts. Venom sacrifices himself to save the human race from these symbiote hunters, goes into this chamber that has acid in it, I guess. And the general gets up. I'm like, bro, you just got stabbed. Like, there should be a huge hole in your chest. You shouldn't be able to walk. You shouldn't even be able to function. He gets up. He's holding his side again. And I'm like, you didn't get stabbed in the side. I don't know what you're doing. Goes over, presses the button. And he still has time to like breathe. He looks normal. I'm like, bro, the plot armor is crazy. I forgot if he died or not. I think he did, because I guess the acid got on him. I don't know. You got to watch it again. But it just didn't make any sense. The stab that he got, he should be dead on the spot. But it's whatever, bro. It's a movie. It's a movie. Plot armor is crazy, but that really upset me. It wasn't, you should be dead. At this point, Venom dies, I think. I don't know. It just killed all the symbiote hunters and stuff in the acid. So Eddie passes out. He wakes up. There's this weird general guy who acts like he's all hard. He's giving them that little speech that I guess I want to say like it was like a Nick Fury type of speech. Like, if you ever say anything about this, I'll kill you, yada, yada, yada. But all the charges, all the stuff we had on you, you're a free man now. You can do whatever you want. And I just thought it was too much of a cliche. It was just stupid. But I do like the part. I know I'm talking about my dislikes right now, but I do want to say I did like the little flash of Scream at the end of the movie, or not the end of the movie, but during that little fight. I did like seeing Scream. That was pretty cool. It was kind of like a wasted effort, but it was a pretty cool scene. I kind of wish Scream was more involved in the movie, if I'm being for real. Like a little buddy Venom and Scream going back and forth. I think that would be really cool. We get to the ending of the movie, and it was just, I don't know. I think it was a little too silly, like the way it ended. Or not silly, it just, I don't know. I didn't like the song choice. I didn't like the him walking around New York. I guess reminiscing and all that, but I think it should have ended off a different note, maybe. Not like a whole MCU, like now we got a new hero thing or Venom returning, but I just think it was silly. Like then we have him go look at the Statue of Liberty and he's just sitting there and he's like, so long, buddy. It literally felt like Fast and Furious 7, where he was trying to do a whole Paul Walker thing, but you know, like with that, Paul Walker actually died, so it was a little bit more impactful. This was kind of just like it just didn't fit. It didn't fit to me. It was a weird ending. It was awkward. Now we get to the post credit scenes, and like I said, there were two post credit scenes, and honestly, the first one right after the before the credits roll, it was honestly my favorite post credit scene. It was like Knull giving a whole Thanos like fine, I'll do it myself type moment, and I think that was really cool. It gave us a little hint towards what could be next if they keep this whole Venom thing going. I don't think they will, but if they were to somehow put Knull in the MCU, I wouldn't be mad. I think that would be super cool. Like I don't know, he's just an interesting villain to me. Like the whole symbiote hunters and the whole like multiverse thing to it. I'd want to see that, especially if the whole thing is true with Spider-Man 4 that Knull can possibly in it. I actually want to see it. I want to see this Knull take on Tobey Maguire Spider-Man with the Venom symbiote or whatever. Or not Tobey Maguire, my bad. Tom Holland. Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield. One of those two. Whichever one of those two. But I would like that. Now we get into the second and last post-credit scene, which honestly I think was dumb. I don't know where it was going with it. Basically, the guy who was in the bar, I'm going to just say Danny Rojas because I don't know his name. But if you guys have ever seen Ted Lasso, you know who Danny Rojas is. But Brody comes out of a cave from somewhere. I don't know. I forgot how he was in the Area 51 area or something, but he gets out of the cave and he just starts running, and it looks like a little wasteland. So I was thinking maybe he's in that little realm that was in Deadpool and Wolverine. But right when he gets to that little wasteland, he runs, and then you start seeing that it's the damage from Area 51. And after he runs away, it shows us that little vial that's the woman who turned into Scream. It gave us a little flicker, like how the Sonic the Hedgehog thing, like his hair would flicker with lightning or something like that. And I think it was trying to hint that it's not over, like maybe the series will continue with Scream or something. I'm not totally sure, but that was the ending, and then that's it. That's all there was. So the first post credit scene, I loved it. Second one, I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, that's it. That was the movie. And honestly, if you guys couldn't tell, I wasn't really a huge fan of it. I did like it better than Joker 2. I did like it better than Megalopolis, but yeah, I'd rather watch The Wild Robot and Transformers 1, those type of movies, even Whitebird over this one again. But if you guys like Venom, I think you'll like this. I think you'll mess with it. But yeah, I wasn't too much of a fan. If I had to give it a rating out of 1 through 10, I would give it a. The symbiote fight was really cool. I'm gonna go with a 6 out of 10. I'm gonna go with a 6 out of 10, a very low 6 out of 10. Wasn't too bad, but it wasn't anywhere near good, in my opinion. But anyways, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, especially if you guys want more movie reviews that I can give you guys, hopefully in the future. I'm your man, Film, and I'm going to see you later.